Hello, good evening. This is U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe. I'm here live to take your U.S. immigration related questions. So go ahead and put your questions in the comments so that I may answer your questions. Now, I have a great topic for you tonight, and it's going to be changing status from B2 to the E2 investor status. So certain citizens of certain countries can obtain what's called the E2 treaty investor visa. If you're in the United States already and you want to go from one lawful non-immigrant status to this investor visa, that is a possibility. However, keep in mind that the information I'm going to give you is general information. It is not an endorsement or any kind of personalized legal advice to tell you to go and do that. You still need to make sure that you qualify, and you can do that. I can help you in a personal consultation where we can go over your particular circumstances and determine whether this is the best path for you. So, changing status from the visitor's visa, if you're here, to the E2 treaty investor visa, yes, that is possible. And the E2, so let me first explain in a little more detail what the E2 treaty investor visa is. Some examples of countries, there's a whole long list of countries all around the globe, but I'm going to tell you countries close by on the western side who may qualify to get the E2 treaty investor status. Now, if you are the citizen of a certain treaty country, I call them the E2 treaty countries, then you could qualify for this and qualify to come to the U.S. to expand your business. If you already have a business in your country, you want to expand your business, or even if you're already here and you want to start your business, you have everything ready to go, you just need legal status to get the business running. That is a possibility. Now, here are some examples of countries, citizens who qualify, citizens of certain countries that qualify. So if you're a Canadian, if you're Jamaican, if you're Trinidadian, if you're from Grenada, if you're from Panama, if you're from Mexico, if you're from Argentina, if you're from Ecuador, and this Ecuador is going to depend on certain circumstances. But if you're the citizen of Costa Rica, if you're the citizen of England, this could be a possibility for you, and this would allow you to establish your goals here, to expand your business and or start your business here and run your business in the United States. Now, there are other criteria other than just being the citizen of those countries. Now that if you are listening and you qualify for this, the next thing is, will you meet the other requirements? And there's the investment. So there is an investment required. However, guess what? It doesn't have to be millions of dollars. It has to be substantial for the type of business that you're going to run here. And usually in an investment as little as the high 5 figures could get you established here and get you the E2 treaty investor visa. But once again, it comes down to the business, because remember, it's going to depend how much. If you're running $1 million business or multi-million-dollar business, and it's going to take $1 million to successfully get your business up and running and to successfully run it, so that you are you're getting your returns on your investment is not marginal, then you will have to, probably, meet a higher investment required amount. And so you'll have to maybe be making 100 in the high 6 figures or even the millions. But in the case that you're running a small business, a small enterprise that maybe takes $100,000, and you do have you have the 100,000 invested, or you're currently investing that 100,000, then that could be enough for you to get going in the United States. The source of funds can be not just not just money out of your pocket. It can be from gifts, it can be from an inheritance, it can be from a loan that's personally guaranteed. So your flexibility here to the source of your investment is very flexible, as long as you are not gaining the source of income from illegal and illegal source. That's going to be a problem. So once you and the other is, you still do have to prove that the amount that you'll be bringing in is not going to be marginal. You can't just say, oh look, I'm going to make enough to support me and my family while we're here. You have to show that you're going to be making enough to grow the business, to be able to expand the business, to hire other workers to get in on the business. So that you have to show, because remember, the whole purpose of you starting the business here is to show how is it going to benefit the United States economy. And so that is another aspect of that. And that's where the business planning is going to come into play, to show what the projections are for your business over the next 5 years, for instance. So that in a nutshell are the requirements. Now that we have summarized the most important requirements, now this is a non-immigrant status. So you still do also have to show that your intention is to stay to run the business. It's not to stay permanently or to gain permanent residence. So that's another requirement. Once we've established you qualify, the next step is to actually determine whether you should be doing change of status or it's more advantageous to go through the visa. The difference between the change of status versus the visa is that you're here in the United States. When you're here in the United States, then you can just apply to the USCIS, submit the required forms and fees, and have them process it here. You'll be given status, but the status is not the same as a visa. It means that you can legally stay here on this status, but the minute you leave the country, you're going to have to go back to the embassy to get your visa, the E2 treaty investor visa, to come back. Now, there are some risks associated with that, but if you're in good standing in your business, then the going and getting the visa is not going to be a problem. Now, where, for example, the changing status to the E2 was advantageous was during the pandemic, when all hell broke loose, countries closed their borders, people couldn't move back and forth. Many people had to renew their status, their E2 status, and they did it in the United States. Some people were already here. They couldn't get to the embassy in their country, so they changed to the E2 status. And then when things opened up and they were able to travel, they went to the embassy in their home country and then got the visa there. But remember, when you're going to your country to get the visa, it's going to be an independent consideration of whether you qualify versus here. So they're not going to look and say, oh, look, the USCIS gave you status, we're going to go ahead and do that too. You still do have to show that you qualify to the embassy in your country. All right, so that is what I have for you. Just know that it's possible. If you're here on a non-immigrant status, you're trying to figure out your options going forward, you want to expand your business here, you want to start your business here, then start with a consultation. I help clients to gain this status and gain the visa to be able to achieve their goals in the United States, especially when it comes on to establishing your business here or expanding your business. So I'm looking forward to speaking to you personally about what your goals are in regards to your business and how best to achieve it. Now, I am going to go ahead and answer questions. Let me remind you that I'm both on YouTube and I'm on TikTok. So go ahead, put your questions in the comments. I see many questions already on TikTok that I'm going to answer. But you can go ahead, just put your questions and I will answer. Hi there, Mamta. So nice to see you. Can out-of-country persons buy residential commercial property in the USA? So yes, you have people that buy homes here all the time. It doesn't necessarily mean, though, that it's going to qualify you for an immigration benefit. So those are two separate things. Also, as a side note, buying property alone here or having rental property alone is not going to qualify you for the E2 treaty investor. You have to show that you must be here to actively run your business. And so it has to be a type of business where it's not passive, meaning you just wait for the money to come in, like stocks or shares in a rental property. It has to be where you are managing a property, you are managing a store, you're managing a services business here in the United States. So my husband told me he only married me to help with his taxes. Can I file for VAWA? So that indicates definitely indicates that there is a big problem here. Now that alone is not necessarily that is definitely a toxic situation. It indicates that there's some kind of mistreatment. But presenting that alone is not necessarily going to qualify you for VAWA. But this is what I want you to know. This is where we need to sit down and talk about, because I'm pretty sure that didn't just come out of the blue. There's something deeper there that I want to explore, and then I would be able to confirm whether you qualify. Remember, when it comes on to emotional, so if he's telling you this to be hurtful, then that is definitely abusive and could qualify you for this. If he says things like this on a regular basis, if he does these kinds of vindictive things to you, then you could qualify. If he is here using you to labor away or using you for his own benefit, and not treating you as a husband should treat a wife or treat an individual or their spouse, then you may qualify. But let's talk in a consultation. Go to the link in the profile, and once we talk, I can confirm for sure whether you qualify. Now, this is a good way, though. If he is doing this, he's refusing to apply for you. If you do qualify, we can get started right away to get you your own papers, and your husband does not have to be involved. How long is it taking to get an interview after the work permit? So I don't really measure after the work permit, because work permits are all over the place right now. Some people are getting it in 4 months. Some people are getting it in 3 months. Some people are getting it in a year. But interviews can take anywhere from, so right now I have an interview that's 6 months. So within 6 months, but some interviews are 12 months in, that's when the interview occurs. So it varies. It varies on the service center. It varies on different factors and the case itself. I heard they want, I heard they want to dismiss non-priority cases. What should a person in proceedings do? So the best thing you can do is speak with your attorney. If you don't have an attorney, get an attorney. The attorney can assist you with negotiating with counsel, ICE prosecutors, to possibly get your case off or dismiss your case. Now, let me give everyone a background here, and this could be an opportunity to give you an update. ICE has it has come out that a memorandum has been issued to ICE prosecutors. These are the attorneys that actually bring the cases to deport people, to take low priority cases off the docket. Low priority cases means immigrants who don't have a criminal history. They're not a danger to national security or public safety. They have been here a long time and now they're being deported. They have now been encouraged to work with counsel or work with the other immigrant to get the case off the docket, so that they can clear the backlog. And so this is what you're talking about. Now, as an attorney, the attorney would know how to go ahead and negotiate. You can always call, schedule an appointment with me. Let's talk about your case. And then we can talk about representation through your process and possibly talk about this memo and how it can impact your case. Hi there, Yatin. Nice to see you. How long after the work permit will it take to get an interview, marriage-based green card? So I don't have a time for you. It varies. It's just to invest money. So Mamta, it's not just investing money alone isn't going to get you the E2 treaty investor visa. You have to be actively running a business in the US. So, and that's in regards to the E2 treaty investor visa or status. Any updates on the I-130? So no updates since we last spoke. They are still working slow. Absolutely. It's going to take a while for them to implement the changes. Now, there has been news out there that they are trying to reduce the backlog, but keep in mind that it took years to get this backlog going, and now it's going to definitely take a while to get it cleared up. But I'm hoping that they are taking actions on the steps that they listed. Thanks for the question on YouTube. I was wondering how to go about pursuing an SIJS. So the first is that this is a two-step process. The first is that you have to apply, petition the court to designate the minor in a predicate order as one that is under the custody of the court and to assign a guardian. Excuse me. Once that order, and usually it depends, it's state by state. So I work with counsel if it's outside of the state and I'm the attorney working with the immigrant client. I make sure to work with counsel to go, because it depends on the state, but I work with counsel to get this order in place. Once it's in order, and this makes sure that you're keeping tabs on age, because it depends on state by state. For example, in California, even if you're over 18, they may still issue the order. But in some states, the limit is if you're 18, if you've reached 18. At that point, once you have that order, you could get the SIJS, and then the SIJS would then allow you right now to get the work permit, to get deferred action until you can get permanent residence through adjustment of status. So once, go ahead, call, schedule a consultation. This is something that you will need guidance on. I can help you to achieve this SIJS. So go ahead, schedule a consultation, go to the profile. You can go ahead and click on the link or call the number. I'm also going to put the website on the in the comments. Go ahead and either visit that website or call that number. So I'm under Sharifa Tharpe. You'll see the number and the website. Go ahead, call, schedule a consultation, and let's get started. All right, so let's see here. Would you be able to help or assist in buying property for non-citizens that live in India? So I don't do that. I'm not a real estate attorney. So I wouldn't be able to assist with that. I do help with the immigration aspect if there is an immigration benefit that you can qualify for. Thanks for the love, by the way. How long does it take to get a work permit when you marry a green card holder? So it could take anywhere from 3 months to 12 months. So I know it varies, but I've seen it range from 3 months to even up to 12 months. Go ahead. Thanks, Queen Bee, for the love. I appreciate it greatly. Go ahead, keep asking those questions. That's why I'm here. I'm here to answer your questions. Now, I am going to head over to Instagram and Facebook shortly, but our conversation does not have to end here. And thanks so much for the love, Mamta, Bossy Cookie. I appreciate it. Always nice to see you. Lexi, nice to see you. Thanks so much for that. Now, I will be over on Instagram and I'll be on Facebook. You can join me there and we can go ahead and continue this conversation. You can continue to ask your questions. If you don't have the time to join me on another platform, guess what? I will be back tomorrow. So I'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time to continue to take your questions, and I'll bring a topic to talk about. So no worries. Now, also, if you have any personal legal issues, immigration issues, you would like to apply for an immigration benefit, go ahead and call. You can go to the link in the profile. Go ahead, call and schedule the appointment. Get started on that now, so that we can evaluate your case and then get started. All right, so have a great evening. I will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow, or I'll speak with you